What's up, everybody? This is Austin,
And this is Jeff.
and welcome back to another episode of Raw Dog Wednesday.
Raw Dog Wednesday.
You trying to
It
come up with a
is.
fucking jingle?
No, I don't know, dude. Sometimes I just jingle, jangle, jingle,
I guess you
jingle,
do.
jangle. I don't know what to say right after when you say, "Oh, welcome back. This is another episode of Bicknell&Shea podcast or Raw Dog Wednesday on Sunday or Wednesday." I usually just say it's Sunday or it's Wednesday. That's all I've got.
Okay. Well, it's Wednesday. It is the 4th. Yesterday was election day, and
Mm-hmm.
we still don't know who won, so we're not even going to bother to talk about that. It's up in the air as of right now, so it's worthless content.
Yeah.
But Jeff,
I've
I want to
got.
bring up something that I didn't bring up on Sunday because it wasn't relevant.
Mm-hmm.
I tried something that I had previously pretty much vowed that I wasn't ever going to do, but I just decided, what the hell?
Okay. There's a lot of guesses I could guess right now, but I don't want to because I don't think a lot of those would be appropriate. So go ahead, continue.
I tried the Impossible Burger.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
I told you about I documented it for you in picture form, the
Mm-hmm.
process.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
didn't
saw.
I didn't go to Burger King, get the Impossible Whopper. No, I went to the store. Well, I was at the store already. I didn't go there
Mhm.
specifically for this purpose, but it was in the meat section and they had Impossible Burger patties. And
Gotcha.
I had just like a week or two ago watched a video of a couple of people like ranking all of like the meatless, not meatless, but like the substitute meat, like fake meat
Mm-hmm.
alternative burgers. So we're not talking like veggie burgers or bean burgers, like, the Impossible and the Beyond burgers that are meant to actually emulate meat.
Mm-hmm.
And they were saying like, yeah, the Impossible Burger like genuinely is a very close, copy of what a hamburger is really like. And it's even as someone who eats meat, it's pretty difficult to tell the difference if you're just kind of eating it and you don't really know. So I'm like, you know what? If I happen to see him, I'll give him a shot. And I happened to see him, so I did. I bought him. Really fucking expensive.
How much for two burgers?
$6.99 for two patties.
God damn.
So not the most economical choice. I think if you're going to make this take off, you need the Impossible shit to be cheaper than regular ground beef, right?
Yeah. Well, can I give a counter argument to that?
Sure.
I don't think their price point is priced to sway people to it. I think their price point is to the people that already eat that general way, and it's just like a premium. It's almost like a premium price for a product that's tastes good to them.
I mean, a lot of health and alternative foods are priced at a premium because,
Yeah.
there's no there's no like, big corporate fake meat. There's only big corporate real meat. But yeah, so I bought them, bought
Mm-hmm.
some buns, got some cheese, fired up the grill because I wanted
Okay.
to cook them in the same way that I would cook any normal burger. I didn't look
Okay.
up any special preparation. I was just like, I'm going to grill it like a burger. First thing, open up the package, get the plastic off. It looks exactly like fucking meat. It looks just like ground beef. Very good imitation. I kind of smell it. I'm like, I could be convinced that's meat.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not, not like high quality fresh ground beef, but that smells like meat. It's
Yeah.
meaty. Throw them out on the grill. They start to sizzle. They go from red to brown. I'm like, very convincing imitation. Flip them over. Got nice grill marks on them. Cooked them just a little too long. They cook fast,
Mm-hmm.
right? But so it looks like it has fat in it, but they're actually little globs of like coconut oil that like melts as you cook it to make it seem juicy and greasy. So took a bite. I'm like, yeah, I can see it. I wasn't blown away, right?
Yeah.
Because I've had some really damn good real burgers before,
Yeah.
but I've also had worse real meat hamburgers than this Impossible Burger. And Jeff, I am a borderline professional meat eater.
I'm honestly really surprised that you even decided to try this burger. I'm honestly extremely surprised. I don't even know. I don't know what's gotten into you. Um, I don't know if somebody hit you in the head with something, but
I'm
it's good.
becoming
It's
more
good.
open-minded in my old age of 24,
Apparently.
almost 25.
Hmm.
I'm trying new things.
I like it. I like it. I like it.
So
And the
yeah,
fact that you didn't just have a negative feedback on the burger itself, you were very open to it. You grilled it up. I I like that. I like that. Normally somebody that tries, something like an Impossible Burger or a Beyond Burger, they're just trying to eat it so that they can review it and shit on it. So,
I've heard that the Impossible Burger is a much more faithful meat, substitute than the
yeah.
Beyond Burger. So that's why I decided to use as my jumping off point. It's definitely not something I'm going to regularly buy. It's
Hmm.
very expensive
Yeah.
and, it's okay. But if it came to where all of a sudden the Impossible Meat Company or whatever
Hmm.
now puts out a pound of ground Impossible meat for like $2.99, and then real ground beef is like $4.99.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll save a couple bucks. I'll get the Impossible. I don't really care.
Yeah.
It's okay. What I want to see is it in like a meatball form and like spaghetti or something, because then with the noodles and sauce, you're really never gonna tell that
You
it's
need
not
to
meat.
go to Gardene's for that. Gardene's is a vegan company. I think vegan. And they make it's called Gardene's uh beefless meat. And they make sausage, they make meatballs, they make just about everything, man. Ground beef, all sorts of stuff. It's in the frozen section. Not too bad. Not too bad.
Hmm. I just I'm not into the whole like veggie burger or bean burger thing,
Hmm.
but to actually recreate very faithfully the experience of eating a burger, I was impressed by the effort.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's
I've actually never had an Impossible Burger. I've only had fuck, what did I just say?
beyond.
Yeah, the Beyond Burger. And I'm actually a pretty big fan of the Beyond Burger. There's a couple really, really good places to eat around here. There's fuck, of course I'm gonna blank out. But there's quite a few really good like vegan places to go eat, and they've got really good food. So I do recommend checking them out. It's cool to have like a variety in your diet. Uh, I do enjoy eating meat as well though. So.
Hmm. The thing is, like, if you want to go fully into the whole like meatless thing,
Mhm.
these companies are going to have to come up with a way to do beef, pork, chicken, at minimum the three big ones, right?
Mhm.
How you're going to do like a faithful meatless bacon, I have no idea. And I'm not talking about, the Parks and Rec Ron Swanson where he goes into the store and he's like, "Oh, would you like some bacon?"
Yeah.
Like tofu or bacon or whatever, and he just like keeps getting a piece and throwing it in the trash, and he's like, "Another." I'm not talking about that. I mean like an actual like Impossible or Beyond, like a real, you know,
Solid substitute.
imitation. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the only way you're going to get the whole meatless revolution to take off is if you're able to do that with beef, pork, and chicken. Because I know they have like vegan chicken nuggets, but
Mhm.
I have not ventured into that at all.
Well, my only thing is when it comes to the substitutes, they're not really good for you. You know what I mean? Obviously, they're going to be lower in cholesterol and things like that, but they're still super processed. They have oils and like trans fats and all sorts of stuff in them. So I don't know how much of a benefit it is switching from if you're eating super healthy meat like organic. Let's say you're eating organic ground beef or organic ground turkey, something like that, and then saying, "Oh, I have too much meat in my diet, so I switch my organic ground turkey over to, let's say, an Impossible Burger that's processed and has these oils and things like that." I don't know.
I
Not a
don't
doctor.
I don't think the meatless thing is really as much about health as it is about the environment
Hmm.
and like animal anti cruelty shit like
Fair.
that.
Yeah.
where it's like, oh, we don't, moving to a society that no longer raises animals for meat, we just kind of create it in a lab. I think that's
Yeah,
more of the end goal than it is for human health. But if
I
you are a
I
person
feel
who
it. Yeah.
struggles with like eating too much meat, it might be something that can help you, especially there are people with like a certain thyroid diseases where like
Mhm.
I know like the iron content and some of the other minerals and vitamins in especially red meat like hurt it. I worked with a lady who had a thyroid condition where it made her gain like 70, 80 pounds.
Mhm.
And then her doctor recommended cutting out red meat and then she lost it all again. So
Wow.
I could
Interesting.
see, that being a reason for health, but just in general,
Mhm.
you know, it's more on the environmental side than it is on the health side. But
I
you
feel
make
you.
it cheaper, I'll buy it. Simple as that.
I feel you. I do feel like though, when it comes to vegans, they have like a couple of solid points when they're arguing, and they always tend to go to obviously animal cruelty number one. Animal cruelty, and they kind of combine environmental reasons all together into one. And then number two is health reasons. It almost always seems like we're gonna live longer, and your basically meat is not good for you. It's not good for your health. That's what I've been told 100 times. And I was vegan for like 8 months. I don't know if you knew that, but
I did not know that.
I actually went vegan for 8 months, and which I don't, I'm kind of impartial to it because I don't think I had problems being on it, but you know me, I have problems gaining weight. I'm just a skinny bastard,
Yeah,
and
you
you know that.
fuck. I wish I had that problem.
So it's like going to a vegan diet is like it's fucking hard, dude. I have to eat like double, triple the amount of food, especially if I want to eat clean, because I like to eat clean. I don't like to just eat fucking cheeseburgers and French fries all day. I hate doing that. So it was extremely hard for me to like maintain and try and gain weight. So
I do want to bring up something though, you
mhm.
asshole. In the beginning, you called me out and you're like, oh, I don't know why Austin would try an Impossible Burger. Who hit you? First of all, for months now, I've been
Mhm.
drinking my protein shakes with vegan protein powder
Mhm.
that you recommended to me,
Yep.
and that I was totally open to trying, and I really like it.
Mhm.
And I've switched to almond milk instead of, dairy milk.
I love that. I love that for you. I love you. I love you for drinking that shit. I'm proud of you.
And
I'm
guess what? The
just
almond milk's more expensive, but I now am starting to prefer it.
It really depends where you get it, because I can get a carton of almond milk. I guess it's not like a full gallon, but I can get it for like $2
It's
and
like
30
3 quarts.
3 quarts.
That's the one I can get. It's like 96 ounces.
Is that the one with the pink lid?
I get the blue lid because I like the sweetened.
Okay.
But yes,
Those are a little bit more expensive. I don't know.
it's like $6 a gallon versus like 3.50 for milk,
Fuck,
where
it
I
really
am at.
depends on what kind of milk you get though, because I've paid back in the day, I paid $5 a gallon for milk. You know what I mean?
Where
Well, it depends on what milk you get. Are you getting whole milk? Or are you getting what percent?
whole
You know.
milk, yeah, vitamin D, the red lid. Where I get it, it's red lid. But yeah, it's like 3.50, sometimes 2.99, sometimes $1.99, just if it goes on sale.
Hmm.
Yeah, I get the almond milk because I know it's better for me.
Yeah,
You know,
I feel you.
I'm not a vegan, but I found these. You've turned me on to these alternatives that work
Hmm.
just fine for what I'm trying to do. I've lost 25 pounds doing
You
my shakes and
motherfucker.
wraps
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
from
That's what I'm talking
200
about.
to 175 just by altering my diet and working a labor job.
Congrats, dude. I took
Yeah, it's not a big deal, but
Dairy's huge, man. If you take dairy out of your diet, it really cuts back like a lot.
like I still like in my wraps for lunch, I still have cheese, but it's like one slice a day.
Hmm.
There's one slice of cheese in my wrap. Right now, I have those spinach and herb tortillas
Nice.
because less sugar, less carbs, and just bread. Especially, I was getting Hawaiian bread for a while, and holy fuck, it's a lot of sugar.
A lot of
It's a
sugar.
loaf of diabetes. But some
Jesus.
sort of deli meat right now. I've got just Black Forest ham,
Hmm.
some hummus of varying flavors. Right now, it's roasted pine nut hummus, and just a slice of cheese, and that plus a body armor, at lunch at work, and then in the morning I have my protein shake, protein, oats, almond milk, peanut butter,
I
something.
love how
Oh, a
you call it
shot of
a protein
espresso.
shake because it's definitely not a smoothie.
Oh no, fuck smoothies. I don't. Well, that's not true. I'll go to Jamba Juice and I'll get the Orange Dream machine, which is honestly more of a milkshake than it is a smoothie.
Yeah.
It's mostly frozen yogurt.
How do you feel now that you're down 25 and you've changed your diet a little bit? Do you feel better? You have more energy?
I feel better in the mornings for sure. Less, not any less grumpy, but more awake and alert.
Mm,
I used to have a problem drinking Bang energy drinks.
yeah.
I would have one every morning. And sometimes while I was at work, I would stop and get a second one.
Damn.
Just fucking, I mean, hyped up out of my mind on caffeine. And there's one day where one of my coworkers asked for a ride home. I'm like, yeah, no problem. He's like, oh, what do I owe you? I'm like, just bring me Bang tomorrow. It's no problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
He brings me two. So I'm like, okay, well. Fucking drank one, in the morning. And I was like, well, I got a third perfectly good Bang just sitting here. So I drank it, and holy fuck, I've never been so shaky and anxious.
Damn.
That's a lot of caffeine. That's 900 milligrams of caffeine in one day.
Yeah, that's pretty insane, dude.
It's bad. So now I haven't had a Bang in nearly a year since last Christmas Day, actually. I was drinking, espresso or lattes every morning because my mom bought me an espresso machine for Christmas, but I've given that up because that's just pure, sugar and dairy. So now I just take a shot of espresso, put it in my protein shake, and then I have a sparkling ice energy drink, which is just like a can of sparkling ice that has like 60 milligrams of caffeine, right? Just a little kickstart to my day because I'm grumpy as fuck in the mornings.
Yeah.
But listen, if any of you out there
I
work
love
for
this. I love this.
the Talking Rain beverage company that makes sparkling ice, or someone who works there,
Mm-hmm.
I love your products. I love sparkling ice. Sparkling ice has helped me give up fucking soda for good. Please sponsor me.
I I love when you say listen because that's usually Austin rant craziness. So I was gearing up. I was ready for yelling and screaming, and you actually took it a completely opposite direction. So be
Trying
prepared,
to
everyone.
get some positivity.
You could get negativity or positivity from Austin.
Listen, I love sparkling ice. I love
We'll,
it.
don't worry, buddy.
Washington-based company too. They're local.
We'll get you sponsored soon.
I would love
Soon
nothing
enough.
more.
We're on the uprise, everyone. We're actually we're starting to gain subscribers, listeners, downloads.
Yeah. Slowly, more and more. I keep checking those stats, and every episode will now have another couple of listens from someone who went and listened to the backlog. So thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You're awesome.
Building a website. If you want to check it out.
Jeff's working real hard on the website. Keeps
Cool.
telling me we need to do it, and then just works on it himself and doesn't say anything.
Yeah, just working on it slowly. It's like a progressive thing. It's one of those things you could work on for like hours and hours and hours and just get like a little piece of it done. And you go, fuck. And I have a tinge of, we've talked about this, I have like a tinge of OCD. And it's so weird because I'm not like super organized person. But fuck, dude, the website is like, I'll have the PNGs, the little like Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and whatever, and I have to make sure they're all black and white, but like they need to be like the logo needs to be black, or the background needs to be. They all have to be a certain way, and they all have to be trimmed a certain way, and they all have to be lined up a certain way. So it just, I don't know, little things like that takes a little bit longer. So
No, Jeff is not a fucking HTML developer. He's just using, a website building service. So don't come at him too hard.
shout out WordPress.
Sure. Personally, I used Squarespace and that worked out for me well, but to each their own.
Mm-hmm.
These are not ads. I built a website. Jeff's built many websites.
Yep.
Easier now than it ever has been.
Yeah, anyone can have a website, but
Jeff, I think I'm changing. We just talked about vegans without shitting on them.
Yeah.
That's
I don't really
that's
shit on
progress for
vegans.
me. Well, I did. I formerly did, but I'm making
Hmm.
progress.
It's good. I like it.
Becoming a
I
less
like
shitty person.
I like when people are open about things and not so like negative, like off the rip. You know, I think people just need to relax a little bit more and just chill out with the negativity.
Mm-hmm. Let people live the way they want to live.
Yeah.
That's what I'm, not embodying, embracing more and more. I don't give a fuck how anyone else lives as long as they just kind of leave me alone to do what I want.
Hmm. I've actually been taking a look into Buddhism, dude.
Have you know?
Started listening to a book on tape. I don't know. I'm interested. I feel like my beliefs line up solid with the big fat Buddha.
My beliefs line up with a certain religion, but I'm not sure if I'm ready to share that with the world just yet.
Hail. We're talking about Satan, everybody. We love. Okay, we don't. I need to cut that back. We don't love Satan. I don't know why I said I love or we love. Um, I just wanted to make it clear that we are not pro-Nazi because I said hail, and then I didn't want people to think like we were pro-Nazi. We're definitely
Fuck
anti-Nazi.
Nazis.
Fuck Nazis. Um, but yeah,
What I'm talking
Jesus.
about, there's a church out there in America, a real like tax exempt church called the Satanic Temple. What you're probably thinking right now is, oh, Austin worships Satan and fucking fucks with Ouija boards and sacrifices goats. No, that's the Church of Satan. They do those things. The Satanic Temple is just it's a religion. It's a group of people who believe that like people who don't hold the same values as the major religions across the world shouldn't be forced to live by those morals. And they do a lot of like advocacy and legal action to try and prevent like religious values from like interfering with like lawmaking and stuff, which is something that's important to me. I don't think that religion should influence laws for people who don't share that religion. That separation of church and state and the freedom of religion that we have here in America. So that's all. Literally, there's no belief in Satan or any sort of higher powers in it. It's pretty much a group of atheists who, just want to advocate for, equal treatment of people who aren't religious. That's all it is. Austin doesn't fucking sacrifice goats or virgins.
Jesus.
No
Okay.
Jesus.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Moving on. Um, I don't know. I was gonna. Sorry, dude. I need to get a drink of water. Keep the people busy.
Are you really leaving in the middle of a podcast? All right.
Oh, my my
Okay.
water's right here. Sorry.
I was going to say, this is a fucking first. Jeff just leaves me hanging. Okay. Yeah. If you're watching the video version of this, there's one of my dogs. Normally, when we record the podcast, my wife will take my dogs into the bedroom, lock them in there so that there's no kind of, background noise, no barking, none of that. But she's not home right now. We're trying to get this recorded. So here's one of my dogs. I don't know where the other one is. She's around here somewhere. They're good dogs. If you hear barking or growling, that's them.
All right, dude. I'm back.
Yes,
I
you
got my
are.
drink. Question: what kind of deodorant do you use? I know that's a strange question, but
Ooh, okay. So I actually I've been using Old Spice for years.
yeah.
I don't the scents appeal to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I actually recently just switched to Fiji.
Fiji Old Spice.
Yeah, Old Spice Fiji, the
Okay.
kind of tropical scent.
Yeah, I used to use that back in high school. It's a go-to.
I'm just digging it. I don't know. I always like for a long time I was like, no, I want to, smell like woods and outdoors and shit. But then I like popped open a Fiji. I'm like, tropical, nice, relaxation. So I'm like, I'm gonna go with that. I was getting
Yeah,
a little burnt out on the timber.
I feel you. I'd use Old Spice for hot minute for a long time, and then I try to go like the healthier route. You know, the fucking non-aluminum, non-paraben, like super healthy deodorant, you know? Which I do have to say, Old Spice has non-metal deodorants. Like I guess that's the big drawback of certain deodorants is they have metals in them,
Well,
certain metals.
that's the antiperspirant. Like it's some sort of aluminum compound that
Hmm.
prevents perspiration. That's what that is.
But Old Spice actually has some deodorants that doesn't have that aluminum in. So I've been using that. But I did switch over to, I can't remember what the brand was called. It's kind of like this cylinder stick. It's not that big. And it's like really thick. And they
Like a
have
push
like,
pop.
yeah, like a push pop. And they have like 4 different smells, which are like so. They're not like really heavy smells. And I was using it and it just, I don't know, dude. I didn't like it. It was like super clumpy. And it actually, when I switched between, because I started out with their like oceany smell, and then I switched to kind of more that woodsy smell that they had. And when I switched, it gave me like a irritation, like a rash. So I was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Fuck this, dude!" And I went back to Old Spice, and I've had no problems since.
Yeah, I've actually found that the Old Spice, the regular deodorant, the non-antiperspirant, does give me a rash, but then the antiperspirant doesn't. So I don't know. I don't know what it is about that.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I can find it at any store that sells, personal care products. I can always get my Old Spice. So,
Sorry, I
and
got like a. I was eating sunflower seeds earlier, and I've got like part of a sunflower seed stuck in my fucking throat, and I'm dying.
I can see that.
Oh shit. Um, shit. Okay. Shout out to those kids out there. Here's a good pro tip for you. Don't put deodorant on your back. That is not a good move. I did that once. I moved to Louisiana for school, and it's so fucking humid, and it's just like you sweat your ass off. You go outside for like 2 seconds, you're drenched, dude. You're just drenched in sweat. And one time I put deodorant on my back because I thought maybe that would help me not sweat as much. Terrible idea, dude. I broke out like crazy. It's the worst idea ever. Don't do that.
You have notoriously sensitive skin, though. You're always like,
Yeah,
"Oh fuck, man, it broke out in a rash. This thing gave me
yeah.
a rash." Remember when you touched agave?
Okay, that is fucked. Don't touch agave. It it fucks everyone up. Okay, not just sensitive people like me. Agave will ruin your life. Don't fuck with agave plants.
God, you kept texting me about that for like what, 2 weeks?
Yeah,
It won't go away, bro. I think we're gonna die.
it's bad, dude. It was so bad. And it doesn't. The thing about the agave plant is we were cutting it out of my grandma's house, and it's the milky. I don't know how
Like
you want to
sap,
say it.
I
I
guess.
guess yeah, the milky sap and the fibers on the inside of the agave plant. They actually have these like spikes on the inside, and I guess they have toxins and shit, and they get into your arm, my arm, because it got onto my arm. But if they get into your skin, it's really really bad, and it causes like a reaction, and it's insane. Stay away. Wear I thankfully I was wearing long sleeves, so it just got on a piece of my arm. Wear long sleeves, wear pants. Don't let that shit touch your skin. It's bad for you.
Yeah. If I want to segue real quick into things that'll kill you.
Okay.
I saw a black widow today for the first time in probably 15 or so years.
Hmm.
So I was at a job today, building a fucking fence, as I do. I had to cut the bottom of a post off a little bit because there was like a rock in the bottom of the hole. Couldn't dig it all the way. So I went to cut it off. Picked up the Sawzall. I don't know if you guys know what a Sawzall is. Um, Went to go cut, and then right out of like the tip where the blade sits, a black widow just falls onto the ground. And I like throw the fucking Sawzall. I'm like, holy fucking shit. Because the thing was, I mean, legitimately the biggest black widow I've ever seen. It was probably, you know,
Damn.
bigger, quarter size or bigger, which the last black widow I saw was like this tiny little itty bitty thing. And it was kind of, it's been cold recently, so it's kind of like slow and lethargic.
Hmm.
Scared the piss out of me. I called my other workers over. I'm like, that look like a fucking black widow to you? They're like, holy shit. So it met the heel of my boot.
Dude, there's so many black widows here in California.
Fuck. I'm not a person who's generally bothered by spiders, but the ones that are like, guaranteed death, black widow, brown recluse, those ones bother me for sure. Yeah. Like if there's just a house spider, I'll kill it. I'll shoot it with a Nerf gun or whatever. And if you're one of those people who's like, no, don't kill spiders, don't fucking tell me what to do in my own home. If my wife wants me to kill a spider, I'm going to kill the fucking spider. So get over it.
And it's always the small spiders too. People are like, look how small it is. Yeah. But then it's going to chill out in my house for fucking 2 months. It's going to get bigger and it's going to bite me.
Yeah, or it'll have fucking 500 babies.
Yeah.
You ever squished a spider that had babies and they all just fucking run into every corner of everywhere?
That's everyone's nightmare.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. Is a black widow guaranteed death?
It's not guaranteed death, but they can absolutely kill a human if you don't, get medical treatment for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like they are one of the fatal spiders. And it wasn't the shock of seeing the black widow. It's the way it fell out of the saw, like an inch from my ungloved hand.
Mm-hmm.
And how fucking big it was just really shook me.
Dude, the most shaking spider experience that I've had was I was in my garage and I was working out. And then I don't remember what I was doing, like a sit-up or something. But like I looked up at the ceiling, and there's this spider like dangling from a web, and it's like coming down at my face. And I was like, oh my God, dude. I like rolled out of the way and just, that shit was, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. But would you rather get bit by a black widow or a rattlesnake? Ooh.
How about neither?
No. You have to choose.
Probably the black widow, because it should immediately hurt less. And then I think depending on the rattlesnake, I don't know, I used to know stuff about like venomous creatures, but some rattlesnakes have like hemotoxins, where it's like it starts to fuck with your blood and your flesh and it gets like all nasty.
Mm-hmm.
Where I believe a black widow is a neurotoxin, where it just starts to fuck with your brain. It's like if you can get the antidote for the anti-venom for a black widow, it's like you're not going to have, I don't believe you're going to be left with like that big, like gaping, like infected, necrotic, flesh and sore. So given the, circumstances, if you're getting medical care either way, I think I'd probably take black widow.
I think so too.
Just because, I mean, you can be left with a really nasty, open wound.
You could lose a leg. Who's the musician that made Mike Posner. Mike Posner was he was like on a spiritual awakening. He made, what is that song? The song he's like, I took a pill in Ibiza.
Oh, yeah.
So he made that, started popping off like super hard. And then I don't know if like he kind of like got into a drought or something and kind of got in a spiritual awakening, grew out like a crazy beard and long hair, and decided to just like hike across the United States. And he got bit by a rattlesnake when he was hiking across the United States. And I guess he like almost lost his leg or something like that. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I think rattlesnake, it really attacks your limbs and your flesh and your blood, where Black Widow just kills your brain. Yeah, that was a really nice note to end on.
Yeah, keep a lookout. Black widows, rattlesnakes, stay away.
God, they're out there. They'll sneak up on you when you least expect it, like hiding inside your saw.
Or in your boot, like Woody. There's a snake in my boot. So, yeah. I guess, fuck. Be careful, everybody.
Never throw it to you for the intro or the outro.
No, I'm good at the outro. I don't know. Sometimes I don't want to end it, dude. Just want to.
Well, I need to end it so my wife can actually come home so we can get what we need to do done.
All right, everybody. We love you. Peace. Deuces. Later. Catch you.
All right. On that note, later, everybody.
I already ended it.